Hey, 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 everyone. How's everyone doing today? I hope everyone is doing well. Hope you had a wonderful week. And I would like to say, welcome back to Love in Progress, the podcast where we talk about love as a practice, not a fantasy. Excuse me. I'm your host, Miss Nookie, certified love coach and sexuality education instructor. And I'm your guide through messy, magical, and sometimes maddening world of modern relationships. Today's episode is called Dating with Intention. Stop wasting time and attract what you want. Because I don't know who needs to hear this, but if you're still entertaining red flags with a good smile and a cute playlist, we have work to do. Let's get into it. Now, what does dating with intention really mean? Let's break it down. Intentions. Intentions equal clear values plus aligned energy plus conscious choices. Once again, intention equals clear values plus aligned energy plus conscious choices. It's not about trying to force commitment. It's about clarity in communication, energy, and outcomes. Now, to contrast, passive dating versus intentional dating. Passive dating is, you know what? Let me just see what's out there. Let me practice per se, because I do believe that when you're dating, each date should be seen like practice. Kind of like when you're going on interviews. Sometimes people go on interviews just as a refresher course of how to interview. I believe that we need to do that. We need to take more dates, whether it's offering the date or accepting more dates, just to get in the swing of dating. So sometimes when you're passively dating, you're just dating to get a feel for what's out there and just, test the waters. You most likely don't have any intentions of actually meeting someone who you really want to bond with, or passive dating can be seen as casual dating when you're just looking for something, physical. It is what it is. Intentional dating. Intentional dating is when you've done your work, you've worked on yourself, you love yourself. You love yourself to a certain level that you're not going to ignore any red flags and you're going for it. You're looking for your person. You have, what questions you want to ask. You have questions that are about being in alignment and not just superficial questions. So that's the difference. Passive dating is more so going with the flow, seeing what's out there, not really looking for anything. If something happens, good. If not, oh well. Intentional dating, you are looking for your husband, you're looking for your wife, you're looking for that long-term relationship. Okay, so dating with intentions means you are looking to be married within the next 2-3 years tops. I don't believe that if you're dating for marriage, that it should last longer than 3 years. If within 3 years you're not sure, don't do it. Now, I do say this with a caveat, because there are some people who have dated for 10 years plus prior to getting married. So it does work in some cases, but in most cases, in 90% of those cases, it's not going to work. Ladies, he is never going to marry you if he doesn't want to marry you within those first 2 to 3 years tops. Don't set yourself up. It's not going to work. And you cannot change someone's mind. I need you to understand that. Their mind changes when it's ready to change. When someone is ready to settle down, they're ready to settle down. But there's nothing that you can do that can force that to happen. So when someone tells you, oh, I'm not looking for anything, you need to believe them. And don't think that they're not, because they truly are passive dating versus your intentional dating. So we need to listen. When you swipe right or you meet someone organically and you're having those phone conversations and you're talking about relationships, the moment someone, whether it's male, female, however they identify, the moment someone starts to say, I'm not looking for anything serious, believe them. If you are looking for something serious, I don't care how attracted you are, get the hell out of Dodge, exit stage right instantly. Because if you stay with that person who told you they're not looking for something serious, they will break your heart and you're setting yourself up for failure. So now, a question that I have for you guys. Why are you dating right now? Really? Like, truly think about it. Why are you dating? Are you dating just for a free meal? Are you dating just to have fun, to see what's out there? Or are you dating because you're finally ready to settle down? And finally being ready to settle down, it really is a thing. And it's a thing that I believe women come to that conclusion before men do. You see, the way a male mind works, they want to be secure before they want to provide for a family. So you may meet some men, oh, I'm really not interested right now. I'm focused on my career. And they really might be and that really and truly might be what it is. Because many men, real men, they do not feel as if they're ready for marriage until they are truly 100% financially secure. Now, there are times, and I feel like, especially when you're younger, let's say you're in your 20s, it's okay to do that struggle of. I believe it's okay in your 20s to have that struggle of where neither of you have shit. You're both at the beginning of your careers and you're building together. Now, once you pass 35 and up, struggle of is out the door. Because I'm sorry, I worked too hard on myself to get to where I am to come down off of the pedestal that I put myself on with my hard work and with my career and everything else like that. But if you're in your 20s, go for the struggle of. There's nothing wrong with building with someone. At least you know that person has your back and you have more time to get to know each other. Now, when you ask yourself, why are you really dating right now? What is it you're looking for? Are you looking for connection, validation, or healing through other people? I know that females probably get this a lot more than men. And what it is, we're here, we've been told this princess story where you're not successful unless you're married. So that's that validation. We want to check off some proverbial boxes that a patriarchal society has put in place for us. And many of us feel like once we've gotten to a certain place in our career, if we're not married or if we're not in a relationship, we're not successful. Absolutely not. Absolutely wrong. You should never seek the validation of others when it comes to your matter of your heart. And what you want is what you want. And what you want doesn't need to be validated by anyone else other than your partner. And when you come together, both of you craft whatever that relationship wants to be, whether it's a vanilla relationship or it's more on the kinky side. You both decide. We need to get out of this mindset of checking off a box that society has put in place where you have to be married by a certain age. You will be miserable if this is how you are approaching dating. Are you healing through other people? Are you out here dating because you want this validation, you want this praise from the opposite sex or the same sex, depending on what you're into? Is that what you're looking for? If you need to seek validation from outside, if someone else needs to tell you how good you look and how pretty you are and how smart you are, then you need to go back to the drawing board and need to go back to your self-love. That's why self-love is so very, very important. Self-love, it's the basis, because no one can love you more than you love yourself. And when you love yourself, you're not looking to heal through no one else. You're not looking for anyone's validation. You know exactly who you are and what you're looking for, and you will know it when it finally comes. Now, are you looking for connection? It's very important to have a goal when you are truly dating with intentions. When I first got back out there, yes, I was, hey, just got divorced. Let me go online. I've been married before. I know I can do it again. Easy peasy. Not, because I didn't think about anything. I just jumped right back out there and was just struck with unsolicited sexual pictures of genitals or just random dates or random messages for hookups. And I wasn't sure what to do with that or what to navigate with it because I didn't put in the work. I just said, okay, I'm divorced. I want to be married again. Let's go. And it should be that simple to date, but it really, really and truly isn't, unfortunately. Now, so I do have a client, and this client, he went from exhausted by dating to aligning by clarifying their why. What changed? He stopped accepting breadcrumbs. He raised his standards and he stopped over explaining and started observing. So what did Thomas do? He did the work. He journaled. He journaled about the character that he wanted, the kind of character that he wanted in his person. He journaled about what the relationship would look like. And most importantly, he journaled about how he would show up for the relationship. And that third part really gave him the foundation that he needed to be able to vet women better. He wasn't just going after the baddies. He began to read profiles a little bit more, and he had better questions. He actually purchased my Soulmate Sessions dating card deck. All you have to do is head on over to missnookie.com and you can grab you a box. It's about 75 cards with relationship questions that help to clarify what your relationship values are to see if you're more in alignment. So he had better questions and his dates improved. His dates got better. He connected better. He knew when to run easier because some of the questions, the responses to some of the questions, he just didn't vibe with. And that's what they're designed for. You need to understand that when you're dating, everything isn't going to work out perfectly. You're going to have many hiccups, many hiccups, more so than smooth exchanges. But the more you date, the better you get. And please understand that on average, it could take up to 80 dates until you find your person. So basically what I'm saying is lock in, get ready for the ride, and enjoy it. It doesn't have to be miserable if you are going at it with a plan. So by Thomas doing this work and writing down all of his wants and desires, he attracted someone who matched his pace and purpose. And now they've been together for 6 months and things are going amazing. He hasn't brought her in yet for us to talk together because that is the next step, should they decide to become exclusive. But he's at least taken that step and he's dwindled it down to one person who he's truly invested in. And it really seems to me like they are going to go for the long haul. So that's what you need to think about. What are you ready for? Situationships, hey, they're fun. They are so much fun. But then they can tend to become emotionally exhausting. Because as long as you're physical with someone, plus over a prolonged period of time, you're bound to catch feelings. One or both people are bound to catch feelings along the way. And well, if you do situationships like I do situationships, I know it's a situationship in the beginning. So if my emotions start to get involved and I feel like I want more with this person than just that casual fun, I end it immediately. So you need to talk Communication is very key in relationships, no matter what type of dynamic you're looking for, especially in a casual one. You need to say, okay, what are we doing? We are just having fun. We're just going with the flow, which truly means it can end at any point in time. No questions asked. Someone may go ghost. That's definitely a possibility, even though the lines of communication are open. Some people, there are different type of avoidance out there, which is a whole nother show that I will do. It's your attachment style. There are different type of attachment styles for people depending, on who they are and how they act in relationships. But situationships, you have to know that it's going to end. And the moment you feel like you'd never want it to end, that's the moment that you done got. And that's the moment that you need to pull up your big girl pants or your big boy drawers and end it and walk away. And that's why after a while, it's not even worth it anymore, because you want who you want and you are who you are and you want to step the game up. You want to be with that one person, or you want to have that dynamic with one person where you can have something ethically non-monogamous. It's a whole nother show. And I believe both types of relationships are valid, whether it's monogamous or non-monogamous. It all depends on how you communicate. Now, what did Thomas learn from working with me and journaling out about what he wants? The lesson is clarity repels confusion and attracts alignment. So the clearer you are, the less confused you are, and the easier it will be for what you want to come into your life. So if you're ready to get started, get yourself a notebook. You want to, first write about the characteristics you want in your person. Who are they? Are they going to defend you in front of their family? Do they have good hygiene? Can they cook? Are they good conversationalists? Are they good with finances? All of these things. Be as anal as you possibly can be. And then you want to do the same thing about the type of relationship you want. You want a relationship where you travel the world together. You want a relationship where you enjoy activities outside of the home as well as inside of the home. These are the type of things, a dynamic where we both cook. If one person is exhausted, the other person has no problem stepping in. These seem like little simple, trivial things, but these are things that you have to ask for, because if you don't ask for it, you're not going to get it. And I am a true proof of that. When I first wrote about a relationship that I wanted, it was 4 lines, and my ex-husband was every bit of those 4 lines. But there were things that I forgot to ask for. I forgot to ask for someone who communicates. I asked for someone who would be faithful. So yes, you get what you ask for. So be clear. And then how are you going to show up for this person? Are you going to surprise them on their birthdays? Are you going to be their rock? Are you going to give them space when they need space when they're angry? How are you going to show up? Everything that you want from that person, are you willing to do that in return? That's very important. We can't be out here asking people for stuff that we don't want to do for them, or things that we don't even do for ourselves. That goes back to self-love. Someone can pick up where you left off, but you can't expect them to love you more. That's not fair to them. So clarity repels confusion and attacks alignment. So now I'm going to move on to the 5 pillars of intentional dating. The first pillar is self-awareness. Know your patterns, your wounds, and your desires. Like, what are your patterns? For me, I kind of ebb and flow. One moment I'll be an extrovert, the next moment I'll be an introvert. I know that I can be moody. And I have no problem saying, sometimes I'll be the life of the party. Sometimes I just need some time alone. I may go off by myself, but I'm okay. This is just what I need to regulate myself. What are your wounds? What are your triggers? For me, I know that my main trigger is when men yell at me. When a man raises his voice at me, everything goes dark and a whole different me comes out. And I'm ready to go toe for toe. Do not yell at me. Talk to me, not at me. And what are your true desires? What are your true desires? Whether it's career, for love, for family, what are your desires? So that's the first pillar, self-awareness. Know your patterns, your wounds, and desires. The next pillar is emotional readiness. Are you dating from desire or from distraction? Have you put in the work to write down everything that you want? Or are you just bored? Are you lonely? So you just want to be around someone? You just want to go outside? You just want to feel pampered? Are you truly emotionally ready for dating? Do you have space in that emotional readiness? Do you have space in your life for someone? I think people often forget that. We say we want someone in our lives, but then do we think about how time consuming it is to have someone in our lives? Are we going to make that space for them? That those times that we may be alone, binge watching something, are we willing to open that up for someone? Are you willing to change your schedule around? Not willing, but are you ready to change your schedule around to accommodate someone else's schedule? These are things to truly think about. The third pillar of intentional dating, values alignment. If your life goals, timing, and lifestyle don't match, chemistry won't save you. Do you know what your goals are? Are you at an age where you want children, or are you done having children? Are you an introvert or you're an extrovert? Do you like to travel? Where do you like to travel? These things are important because what if you're someone who likes the sun and sand, and then you meet someone who likes mountains and snow and skiing? Are you willing to have that discussion? Are you willing to give a little? Okay, one vacation at a sunny destination, one vacation at a mountain destination. How much are you willing to open up about your life to come in alignment? Because that can happen, but you have to decide that. You have to decide what's negotiable, what's open to negotiation in terms of what you're looking for in your lifestyle. Because chemistry will only last but so long. That honeymoon phase, that first 90 days where everything is nice and wonderful and sweet and good. Day 91, shit starts to get real. And you start to see the not so pretty sides of people. Or you start to realize, because now you may start talking, you start to realize, oh, I don't think we're as in alignment as I thought. But you don't have to get to that point if you prepare yourself the way that I'm telling you. This is your key to your next successful relationship. The next pillar of intentional dating is communication. Say what you mean, ask what you want to know, and don't settle for vibes. Now, asking questions can be a double-edged sword. I'm a true truth teller, and my friends know, don't ask me a question if you do not want to hear the answer. So when you're asking these questions, be prepared for the answer. You may or may not like the answer. Honestly, that doesn't matter. You ask the question. So be prepared for it. Be prepared to communicate. Be prepared to listen, to understand, and not respond. If there's one thing that you take away from today's episode, listen to understand, not to respond. And make sure you're ready to have hard conversations. Don't shy away from them. The harder conversation that you have up front, the easier the relationship will flow. I think that's another thing that people don't realize. The more work you do at the beginning of a relationship, the easier it becomes. Do the work up front so everything else can be somewhat smooth sailing. There will always be a couple of hurdles and bumps, but there won't be as much if you take the time out to truly get to know your person and date with intention from the beginning. Now, the fifth pillar, discernment. Just because it feels good doesn't mean it's good for you. Now, this definitely goes hand in hand with becoming physical too soon. As Jamaicans would say, having sex will make you turn fool. All of your common knowledge, all of your common sense goes out the window. Because when you are intimate with someone, you have those endorphins and that oxytocin and that vasopressin, all those chemicals, they're spiking. So you are in a state of euphoria. And when you're in a constant state of euphoria, what happens? The red flags slowly start to disappear. And that's not a good thing. That's not a good thing because that gets you in trouble later on. And by being intimate too soon, you don't talk. Those hard conversations, they become even harder to have because you keep thinking about how good it is and you don't want to mess up the good feelings in your body with the confusion in your heart. And it shouldn't be that way. Your heart should not be confused. You should have that discernment to talk to someone, get to know them before you're too physical. Now, in the event you are physical with someone and you feel like it's too soon, then you have to be the big person and you have to pull back. You have to say, we need to slow down. If you can't say that, you may want to just exit stage left if you do not want to be heartbroken in the future. I'm trying to tell you. So now I have a mini exercise for you guys right now. Of the 5 pillars that I just mentioned, self-awareness, discernment, communication, emotional readiness, values alignment, which pillar feels the weakest in your dating life right now? For those of you who are watching the replay, you can go ahead and stop for a minute, take a few minutes and write down which pillar feels the weakest in your dating life right now. Which of the 5 pillars? Self-awareness, emotional readiness, values alignment, communication, or discernment. So now, intention does not mean perfection. No one is perfect. No one is perfect. No matter what, no one is perfect. You can date with intention and still feel uncertainty, rejection, or frustration. It's all a part of the game. It's all a part of the game. Go in knowing that you are going to get some bumps and bruises. A lot of it is, everything is going to feel uncertain. You will get rejected and you will get frustrated. Now, when you get frustrated, I'm a true proponent of taking dating breaks. If you're on these dating apps or you're going out and about and you're feeling frustrated, feeling frustrated and you're feeling like nothing is going on, nothing is happening, take a break. Take a 1 to 2 month pause. Delete the apps. Go and focus on your self-love, your self-care, and just forget about the apps and come back fresh. Now, what's the difference? The difference is you don't abandon yourself in the process because you know this uncertainty and the rejection and the frustration is coming. So you're not abandoning yourself. You're taking a break. You're regrouping. You're letting the algorithm on these dating apps refresh, because there definitely is a difference. If you delete the apps for a month and go back, you're back at the top of the algorithm. So you will see better guys, you'll see newer guys or gals, depending on what you're doing. But yes, delete the apps for a month, take a break, come back. Now, what is it about intentional dating? Intentional dating, it honors your time, your energy, and your standards, even when it doesn't lead to the one. Why? Because of that discernment. So you're not just accepting any date that comes along. You're being more picky. You're not just swiping for anybody. You're having better phone conversations to lead up to these dates. You're using the soulmate sessions dating cards so that you have better questions, so that you can have better conversations. So each date will get better and better. Many of them, you'll have good stories for your friends that you can laugh about. And that's how it should be. You should be able to laugh while you're doing this. Laugh better than crying. Trust and believe. Now, here's your affirmation for today. I no longer audition for love. I align with it. I no longer audition for love. I align with it. And you are aligning with it because you have your intentions set. You are dating with intentions. And don't let someone try and talk you out of what that means. The moment you tell someone you're dating with intentions, they're like, well, what does that even mean? I'm telling you, Nookie is giving you permission to say, you know what? I don't think we're in alignment. I don't think this is going to work out for us. Because if someone is going to try and split hairs with you about what dating with intention means, then they're definitely not. And that's not worth your time. If you're on a date and this happens, I am sorry that you got all dolled up and dressed up to go on this date with someone who just